It's been almost a year since the last Omniverse video, and I mean, why not get back to it? There's still 6 more seasons, so here I am. The second season was great, so I'm gonna review the third and give my thoughts. Here's hoping it retained quality so I don't have to suffer. Can I get 100 likes for another Ben 10 video? The season starts with a semi-bang. Semi? The history regarding feedback being brought up, who, when I was a kid, was just my favorite Omniverse alien. Like, dude's sick. And if there was a Ben 10 alien tier list and he wasn't an S tier, you're just stupid.
When you do it on purpose, it kind of does make it less cool.
Oh. The consistent bullying of someone who didn't deserve it. Wait, I might need to make a video on why Ben is a great villain, cause he be on Optimum, frequently inconveniencing the joy of others. Speaking of villains, I like Mr. Krabs' uncle, or Larry the Lobster's cousin, or whatever son's name is, Dr. Psychobos. How he a doctor with no degree? He's just a liar, and lying is the most villainous act of all. And the saddest thing is that he's a better villain, or could be seen as a better villain than Kyber, cause like, he actually does stuff. I can't stand how they drop the ball so much with Kyber at this point in the show, because he's so cool. I'm furious. But Malware, on the other hand, this is a villain I can get behind. He's got a pretty solid motivation, cause let's be honest, Asmus a douche most of the time, and I would want to smoke him if he wasn't part of the squadron. He's got a great voice, give it to me, design, and his powers are really cool, so he's checking all my metaphorical boxes here. On just the second episode, I love how I get the return of Kevin and Gwen. Now, I love the Rook and Ben dynamic. It's truly spectacular, but the legendary trio just don't miss. They echo consistent greatness, even though they hardly did anything the entirety of the episode. I still love seeing them, don't care. As soon as they pull up, it's serious action. Like Malware done smoked the moon, dogged Ben, and then Will Smith them. Well, actually, he sucked it. Ben 10 crossovers are like always the highlight of the season, or series, or my life in general. I can't be sure. For some reason, Ben talks to his 11-year-old or 10-year-old self. He's so hung up on the past, he's trapped physically and mentally. Immobile? T-Mobile. No. The only way he's able to become free to get back in the fight is by forgiving himself, openly accepting the fact you can't win all the time. Losses just come with the territory and the music, dude. And when feedback pops out, dude, I gasped. I'm not afraid to admit it. Wonderful scene and build up. I didn't even realize they pretty much built up one alien for 2 seasons, and the payoff was worth it for sure.
Better hope they don't have squirt bottles in the null void, Nancy, because you have been a bad kitty.
Rook joined. This is the greatest season of Ben 10 in history, in the history of the genre, in the history of the universe. This was majestical. It was first attempt, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Come on, stop playing with me. Don't ever play with me again, bro. Come on, I got that. And the Ben and Rook duo is still like a major highlight of the show, and the development of them as a team is what I live for, which is kind of sad, but hear me out. They disagreed and were still willing to support each other, and that's just how it should be. The 2 of them are able to make an episode with upchuck race entertaining. Run in their respect. And Ataya and the dad guy are back, and it seems like they'll be reappearing later in the season, or earlier in the next, but like, I really don't care. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw Ben yawn, I was right there with him. And Air's gonna say this the best villain in the series, potentially ever. Like, I've seen my grandpa more than I've seen Vilgax win, and he's dead. But let's be real for a second. Vilgax is about as threatening as a melting ice cream sandwich. Also, Ataya and Milius are back. Yippee. Oh my goodness, you know Ben doesn't respect someone if he just drop kicks them and starts dogging them, starts baiting on him, even in his human form. And this used to be the coldest villain in the show. Now he's at a credibility deficit, a respect shortage. But on to Ben, like, how is he still this naive? He unlocked the cuffs for Vilgax like he didn't just slap up Ataya and 8-8 earlier in the episode. Like, this was some Goku and Vegeta stuff right here. This might have been the worst episode of the season so far, and that just shouldn't be, since the like most popular villain has shown up. I'm so tired of seeing Vilgax though. Like, he stopped being interesting mad long ago. Somebody just make him one with the dirt, cause I don't want him on my screen no more. It's painful, it's aggravating, and I don't deserve this. And while you're at it, take Ataya too. Like, she's just a bum who can't get the job done. I don't understand why she can't wait until her dad croaks to start acting tough. She's just entitled and bored. I mean, that's her character, so whatever. But like, if I ever get the opportunity, I'm open palm slapping Vilgax. I mean, the Ravana stuff in the last season was cool, fun episode, but like, the supreme leader of the Krusty Krab is back, so L. But I mean, I gotta give credit where it's due. Ataya was on 100 when dealing with the doctor. I'm glad they didn't make her a naive blockhead. I also liked how a piece of the story was centered around Rook and Little One. It wasn't that much. I assumed he would resent him, but the fact he wants to be like him was a welcome surprise. Not sure why he basically ignored him the whole time for Ben, but whatever. I would have liked it a lot if it wasn't the most inconsequential and forgettable part of the episode, but this was fine. This episode episode was just like stupid, and it wasn't even a bad episode, but still, let's talk about this randomizer function and why it's just a brain dead thing that brings anger to my heart. Azimuth and just about everyone will tell Ben the Omnitrix is not a toy, but will add game modes to the watch. This is astonishing because there's literally no reason it should be there. If I see Azimuth, I'm stepping on him. The Omnitrix doesn't even get the alien right in this show, so having this is so stupid from a writing perspective. It was just made to create fake tension, and it couldn't even do that right. Guess what effect the randomizer had on the episode? None, because all it did was scare some people, but guess what? That didn't matter. His time as an alien got shortened, but Rook's just like, time your uses, and bam, problem solved. I feel like they tried to do what the original did, but failed miserably. In the original Ben 10, we didn't even know how the Omnitrix worked, and it affected the story. When Ben got the wrong alien, he has to get extremely creative to win, but not here. This just sucked. Azimuth has been working on this Omnitrix iteration for so long, he said, and he knew it would go to Ben, so the excuse, you slammed the watch too hard, so that's why you get the wrong alien is just so, hold on, I need stupid synonyms. Dull-witted, that'll work. But props to Ataya though. Props to Ataya. She's really coming into her own as a villain. Still wait until she gets her father out the equation. This episode still blows for the most part. Kevin and Gwen are in this episode. They are clearly trying to appease me for all the crimes they committed in the previous episode. The Argent turn was obvious, but like this bullfrag introduction was super interesting. He seems cool. He's getting busy, putting that paint in, so W mans. I enjoyed seeing Team Tennyson on the back foot. It's an interesting change of pace. Yo, I've got to be stupid because I thought Bullfrag was just some new guy, but it's just Ben. And like, I knew beforehand he had an alien with that name. I just thought he was unoriginal with the naming of the alien. And he put the moves on Ataya. My son Ben, I'm back. The two-parter was honestly solid because of mainly Ataya. She orchestrated this entire two-parter basically, and nobody else developed or changed at all. But she's really become a shining star throughout the season, consistently proving herself as a great leader, fantastic strategist, and just a fun villain. Also, she feeling bad, which is fun, but like will have no impact on the story, I think. It does make her more human. Well, you know what I mean. So Julie's back, and in all honesty, I forgot she existed. It's been years since I watched Alien Force or Ultimate Alien, so not only did I forget about her, I have no attachment to the character. But now she and Ben have broken up, and like this might have been the worst explanation for a breakup I've ever seen. Like if we think rationally, like normal people do, Ben's clearly not paying attention. If you were on the phone, you could definitely hear the TV, game, and clicking. He even said not you when the call started. I mean, if you wanted them to not be together, fine, but just write it, I don't know, better. I tried giving them the benefit of the doubt and just listen with my eyes closed so I could see Julie's perspective, but it's still just dumb. Ben didn't even contact her after, and he's gonna be like, I want you back. Like, no, that's not how it works. You didn't even care enough to check in once. This makes him look terrible. Who wrote this?
See here, you chlorophyll-addled animal rights clown.
Rook, the best part of the season. Bro stepping up in all categories and stay about his action. Where my Rook spinoff? Where my Rook spinoff? But in mostly seriousness, this was a nothing episode, and I've got no notes on it. I don't have any notes on the final episode either. It was just a flashback to Kid Ben beating Animo, and then like a joke about, I don't know, the two gray matter dudes. I can't remember their name right now because I'm not scripting this. It feels like this season as a whole just didn't know what it wanted. Like, Ataya was the main villain, and she wasn't even in the last episode of the season. They had the return of feedback, and then he didn't make another appearance at all for the rest of the season, and they didn't have Ben say, I don't want to lose him again, so I'm not going to use him, or have him see feedback when he's swiping through aliens and then just switch past him. There were episodes that should have progressed the show as a whole, but felt like filler. This season wasn't hard to get through anything, but like, I could have just found something better, is like consistently a feeling I had when watching this, and maybe it might be for you too. If this wasn't Ben 10, whether or not I'd even continue watching gets super debatable. I think it was a back step from the greatness that was season 2. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Like and subscribe and all that, and remember,
Be yourself.